Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome. Today I'm talking about mods because a few of you have asked over the past few months exactly what mods I'm running, and I felt that the best answer to that is, rather than point you at a link to Aslane's mod pack, I'd actually talk you through the process and exactly what mods I'm running. Oh yes, so there you go. You can download the mod pack from here. There's the main download link. I will put the link to this website in the description for you, so you can go straight here and download Aslane's mod pack. And if you find yourself using these mods a lot, don't forget to give him a small donation, because this man worked very hard for the World of Warships community, producing mods that basically Wargaming approves of, every single one of them. They're all quality of life improvement mods. They're not cheats, they're not hacks, they are quality of life improvements. Okay, so you won't get into any trouble downloading this. Something to be aware of, some antiviruses may not recognize the installer when you download it, so you might want to add it as an exception on your exception list in your antivirus, especially if you're using Windows Defender. It absolutely hates Aslane's mod pack, so make sure you do that. Then you just select the folder where your World of Warships is installed, pick your mods and options, click next to finish, and when you launch the game your mods will be installed. It's pretty self-explanatory. The exe talks you through it with lots of friendly little boxes. Okay, let's have a look at the mods themselves. So I've got the mod pack open here, and these are the mods I like to run. I run Team Mini Panels by Auto Spy. Well, that's fascinating, Mr. LG, but what does it actually look like? Well, I'll show you. I do that. You can see here, if I enlarge it, those team panels that you see at the top of my matches give me an idea of basically what the enemy team is looking like. If I've seen a ship on low health, it records its value here. If I haven't seen the ship, it doesn't record anything, so I might think a ship's on full health when actually it's on only about 10 hit points. So it doesn't give you any more information than you already know. But it's nice to have it here in case you've forgotten, or in case you need clarification on anything. Very useful indeed. Nice little quality improvement there. And then in ship icons and contours, I like to use the ship Hydra identifier. That's this. When you press tab to look at the team panels, you can see straight away which ships have radar, which ships have hydro, which ships have both. And it just gives you an idea of their range, effective range, and that. So a useful mod there. If I enlarge that, you get the idea. There you go. Okay, so moving on. And under markers, I like to use an improved spotted indicator. I'll just reselect that. I also like to use a smoke marker. Again, smoke marker, give you an idea of what that looks like. This one, to be honest, is a little bit controversial. I think you've heard Potato Quality talking about this, because it leaves a little smoke puffer as you go along laying the smoke, which may give the enemy a slight indication as to where you are as you're laying your smoke. So you just laid this one, shoot here and you might get hit. So this one is, how do I put it, controversial, but Wargaming seem to be perfectly cool with it, so I'm using it, because I'm sure everyone else is. Okay, on the mini-map we've got 2D position radio finding, and we've got submarine pingers on the mini-map. Well, what's this mean? 2D position radio finding is basically, if you're using RPF, it projects the RPF as a cone on your mini-map, so you've got an idea of course and direction of enemy ships if you're looking at your mini-map at the time. Just a useful extra that gives you a bit more information. And submarine pingers, if we enlarge, again, on your mini-map, if a submarine pings on the mini-map, you'll get this sort of blip that looks like that. That'll give you an idea of where the submarine was when it pinged, if you were looking at your mini-map at the time and missed the ping because you weren't looking at your main map. So again, useful extra information. And then we've got Battle Expert, which looks like this. I turn that off and enlarge. That's not how it looks at all. Come on. Anything out here. There you go. Okay, so you get this indicator in the bottom left corner where your compass would normally be. I enlarge that. It gives you an idea of the targeted ship's angle to you. So you can figure out from that whether they're broadside, whether you've got a chance of getting a citadel, or whether you haven't. It also gives you some percentage probabilities of getting certain shots to work. In their box there, 47%. He's very well angled in this shot, so using HE would probably be advisable as opposed to AP. So that's just a bit of extra information on the angle of the ship you're firing at. You can visually determine it anyway with your own eyes. You don't really need Battle Expert, but it's a nice little extra to have. Secondary armament status literally does exactly what it says on the tin. It will put up here on the right hand side of the bottom left screen how your secondaries are doing and your AA mounts. If any of those get knocked out, the percentage value is given here of how many of your guns you've got left. So you might only have 70% of your mounts left, or 50% of your AA mounts left after being spammed by HE continuously. You'll find that information out here in the bottom left corner of your screen. Okay, Regen Assistant, pretty self-explanatory. It keeps an eye on your health of your ship and lets you know by putting in a big circle when it's a good time to heal, because you've actually now taken more damage and than the actual health you're going to get back. It's just a good way to be efficient with your healing. Okay, and 3D radio position finding. We just do that. You'll see there's the RPF, and it places a cone underneath it, so it gives you a better idea of the direction of the enemy ship. You get that information from above, but you can also get it from here. So useful to have. Okay, if we go down the list, you can see I use score timers and radar timers. Fairly self-explanatory. The score timer is a set of clocks that will give you an idea of exactly what time. Green team here is going to win in 6 minutes. Red team 12. So because you're ahead on 3 caps, you're going to catch up on points fast, and you will win the match in 6 minutes if this stays the same. Similar story here, 31 minutes to win there. 1 cap aside. 166 points. Team Red is winning because I've got 251 points. It just gives you a much clearer idea of when the enemy team is likely to win and what you have to do in terms of caps to make that not happen. Very useful, very useful. And you've got your radar timer, literally self-explanatory. You've got your radar here. It literally tells you how long the radar's been up. That's all it tells you. So if you know, for instance, that a Minotaur's got 50 seconds on its radar, you'll know that when that hits 50 up there, the radar's going to turn off and you won't be detected anymore. But it gives you an idea of how long or the duration of the enemy radar. Okay, detection icons. Just an enhancement on the usual danger icon. I'll show you those. We just do that, and then okay, so if you're spotted, you get this big exclamation mark. X-rays for any ships that come within 2 kilometers of you because you've been lit. They call it X-ray because when you're 2 kilometers from an enemy ship, it doesn't matter if there's an island between you and the enemy ship, the enemy team will still see you. Hence the reason they say X-ray. Incoming enemy fire, that's this icon, and then you've got plane icon for being spotted by carrier planes. They just improved variants of the original and more clearer, if you like. And if you're under radar, you get this, and if you're under hydro, you get this one. Okay. Okay, torpedo warning. Again, to be honest, it just changes the colors of the torpedo icons, so you get a better idea of that's gonna miss, that's gonna hit unless you do something about it, or it's gonna get very close to you. So it gives you an idea of whether the torpedoes are gonna hit or not, but it's just an enhancement of the original. And then ribbons by Nungkung, Ninekung, is literally just an improvement of the ribbon icons in game. I can show you those. Maybe I'll press the right button. Okay, so it's just an improvement of all the icons in the game with cleaner, better, nicer pictures. And then if we go down, we get to custom radio location marker, something I like to use. It just changes the RPF from this to this, which I feel just is a bit more detailed, a bit more meaningful than the original. Okay, moving down. Done the consumables by Nungkung. And this is very similar to the last set of Ninekung icons I showed you. And again, it's just changing the look from this to this. Just an icon, general icon improvement. Cleans up the icons, makes them more meaningful. Dirt repellent literally just takes the dirt off your ships. Don't know if they show you an example of dirt repellent. Do you? Not really. No, it just literally just cleans your ships up and makes them look cleaner. Okay, now the dynamic crosshair as well. It's all about whether you like the standard gun sight or like to use the Crosshair Smart Horizon. Dynamic crosshair. And again, I do that and that. You get the idea. You can have that in white, so if I hit white, it doesn't want to show it. Okay. Well, I can show you the gun sight in game, I'll do that. But this is the way I like to have it set up, pretty much, except these are all on white. Okay, moving down the list. See, there are a lot of mods in here. Binocular frame remover literally removes the binocular bars you get at the edge of your screen when you're using the sniper scope. So it gets rid of these dark areas, this side and this side, so you get a cleaner look when you're shooting things. Okay, Zeiss Extreme 25. This is 3D camera. It just allows me to view my ship from further behind, so I can see stuff going on around the edges of my ship, rather than this close-up view that the game uses. So it's more true to third person. It's more of a third person camera. And again, it's personal taste. You've got all these different settings and you just pick the one you like the most. I use Zeiss Extreme times 25. Ship carousel, literally just... Are you going to show me that one? Apparently not. Okay. Oh, you get an idea here. It basically gives you more options in port with the amount of ships you can stack. So you can have like 3 stack or 4 stack of ships going up the screen. So it's just an import thing. We go down further. You can see you've got ammo customizations, so you can have your shells without tracers, with tracers, Lancer Longest, NVIDIA GTX 690, I don't know what that is. But there's loads of different tracer types you can have to make your guns, your tracers on your gun shells look different. Similar story with anti-aircraft guns. I don't usually mess with any of that, but if you're not happy with your smoke trails on your guns, you can mess around with them in this section. And here you've got airburst transparency. I find when I'm playing a carrier, those rare occasions when I am and I'm using planes, if there's a lot of airburst going on, it's very hard to see through the airburst to your target, especially if you're trying to drop torps or rockets at close range. You're trying to use rockets at close range. This will improve the transparency so that you can see through the airburst better and actually target the enemy ship. And it minimizes the water splashes around the target. Just cleans it all up. These are all just skins, lots of skins for different ships. So people playing you will only see a grey ship, but your ships will all have these spanky skins on them. So as far as you're concerned, they're going to look pretty smart. And they've got a lot of different people have contributed to these skin packs. to produce some pretty unique skins for the various different ships. I don't know, if I tick that one, you get an idea. See on the Zao, that's what you'll see. Of course, anyone playing you will just see a grey Zao, but nice to have, I guess. You can just pick and choose. Right. Now, map environment. You guys are pretty interested in what I've been doing with the map. I don't like waves that much, so I tend to play with minimal waves on all maps, so you can just minimize all the waves. You can remove the fog. Those maps where the sun is at the wrong angle, you get this anti-glare sunglasses effect, basically stop you getting blinded. Clear underwater view, that's the one from the sub video that you were all amazed about. You can see little groups of fish around my submarine and stuff like that. It just makes the underwater view perfectly clear and clean. It means you can actually see the bottoms of the islands that you're sailing around. You can actually see where they've bothered to put some sand in and some underwater effects. It gives you a better idea of how beautiful the game actually looks, because the developers did do quite a lot of work on the maps to make the islands look fairly realistic. So clear underwater view, that's the one people were talking about. And then again, the Faroe Island map, dreadful dazzle on that map, so this reduces the dazzle on the map. Just quality of life stuff. Okay, and then this is just stuff I like to do. Battle replay recordings, enable version of replay folders, just makes it easier for me to look up a game or a match that I've recorded where my VLC messed up or my OBS didn't capture, and I can get the original from one of these folders and rejig it, retweak it, stick it in Power Director and play around with it. Okay, now we got the FPS limiter. I use this. It just caps the frames at 120. I film in 60 frames a second, and of course that goes in very neatly into 120 twice, which keeps things clean. And then FPS limiter imports in the story. I've got it capped at 120, but you could have it capped at 60 if you wish. And whenever this section here, whenever there's a few mods that might conflict, he chucks them in here to let you know that you might like the mod, but it might cause you some problems. Okay, so you're probably wondering what these mods look like in game. So I'm running a little bit of footage here of me in the Cossack, and this will give you an idea of what they look like. Okay, so battle information will appear in here, secondaries, and how much health they've got left here. So 100%. Even though this is a destroyer, but if you were in a Schlieffelen or something with lots and lots of batteries, like an Iparanga or a Schlieffelen, it'll tell you how healthy your secondaries are here. It'll also give you an indication of your health situation here. And the health regen assistant will put a big round circle here when you need to top up your health, or when it thinks you should. Now you see I'm under radar. That's what the new radar icon looks like from the mod pack. Up here you've got the detailed information from the panels mod I use, which shows you the enemy team and our team and what ships are in them. Quite handy to have. You can have these side panels, of course, which are very popular with some streamers and YouTubers, here and here, this side and this side, which is fine. I totally get that. And then you can see the new icons down here. Torpedoes, smoke, hydro, and of course speed boost. And this is the RPF marker modified with the cone, so I know that there's something over there in that smoke. There he is, the lightning. Okay, and you can see the new icons up here. And these are the score timers telling us that we win in 14 minutes 33, they win in 40 minutes 39. Torpedo marker indicator there. Those two torps are going to hit me, those are going to miss. So still going that color because they were very close either side. As you can see, different markers here, new icons by 9kung, which are really good. Actually, I like them a lot. And there you go, I've got someone selected on target, gives me an idea of their course and heading. Bottom left corner of the screen down here. And all that. I don't think there's much else to say really. I've got, you can see how things are displayed on the mini-map. There's the 2D positional finder that works with the RPF to show me that's the nearest ship. So if I'm staring at the mini-map a lot, I can get RPF information from the 2D location mod. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you now all get what mods I'm using, and if you ever want to dabble in the World of Warships mod community, then get yourselves to Aslanes. I'll leave the link in the description. Thank you all very much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all very much.